This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 404 Aussie Mac Zone, 404. Sure that means something. So I'm on my own today. Zarn's unavailable. Kids have been sick and now he's got it too. So we've delayed it as long as we can. And so we can get them out each week. Here's 404. Now, our Aussie Apple ramblings again start with, please keep thinking of Glenn. Yeah, those of us that pray. Those of us that send thoughts, send your thoughts to his family, please. So, Glenn, get better, buddy. So, an update on AirTag and unwanted tracking. Apple last Friday clarified some information about AirTags. We published the full statement on the Aussie Mac Zone Apple news page. AirTag let users keep track of personal items like their keys, wallet, purse, backpack, luggage, and more through the Find My app. Since AirTag's launch last April, users have written in to share countless stories of AirTag being instrumental in reuniting them with the things they value. Thanks to AirTag and the Find My app, a customer who lost his wallet on the subway was able to track it down at a station across town. With the help of an AirTag placed inside a medical kit, a parent whose child lost critical medicine on the bus was later able to find it. AirTag was designed to help people locate their personal belongings, not to track people or another person's property. And we condemn in the strongest possible terms any malicious use of our products. Unwanted tracking has long been a societal problem, and we took this concern seriously in the design of AirTag. It's why the Find My network is built with privacy in mind, uses end-to-end encryption, and why we innovated with the first ever proactive system to alert you of unwanted tracking. We hope this starts an industry trend for others to also provide these sorts of proactive warnings in their products. We've become aware that individuals can receive unwanted tracking alerts for being sort of benign reasons, such as when borrowing someone else's keys with an AirTag attached, or when traveling in a car with a family member's Airpods are left inside. We've also seen reports of bad actors attempting to misuse AirTag for malicious or criminal purposes. Apple has been working closely with various safety groups and law enforcement agencies through our own evaluations in these discussions. We have identified even more ways we can update AirTag safety warnings and help guard against further unwanted tracking. So we're working with law enforcement. We have been actively working with law enforcement on all AirTag related requests we've received. Based on our knowledge and on discussions with law enforcement, incidents of AirTag misuse are rare. However, each instance is one too many. Every AirTag has a unique serial number, and paired AirTags are associated with an Apple ID. Apple can provide the paired account details in response to a subpoena or valid request from law enforcement. We have successfully partnered with them on cases where information we provided has been used to trace an AirTag back to the perpetrator, who was then apprehended and charged. Law enforcement has shared their appreciation for the assistance we've provided in helping them find the source of unwanted tracking. We've identified additional improvements we can make in the information we share and the educational resources we provide, and we will be taking action, including making updates to our law enforcement documentation. Advancements coming to AirTag and the Find My network. The following updates represent important steps Apple is taking. New privacy warnings during AirTag setup. In an upcoming software update, every user setting up their AirTag for the first time will see a message that clearly states that AirTag is meant to track their own belongings, and that using AirTag to track people without consent is a crime in many regions around the world. that AirTag is designed to be detected by victims and that law enforcement can request identifying information about the owner of the AirTag. Addressing alert issues for AirPods. We've heard from users who have reported receiving an unknown accessory detected alert, and we've confirmed that this alert will not display if AirTag is detected near you, only AirPods 3rd generation, AirPods Pro and AirPods Max, or a third-party Find My Network accessory. In the same software update, we will be updating the alert message received to indicate that AirPods have been traveling with them instead of an unknown accessory. Now, updated support documentation. Today, Apple is updating its unwanted tracking support article on apple.com to communicate the safety features built into AirTag, AirPods, and Find My Network accessories. This page now includes additional explanations of which Find My accessories may trigger an unwanted tracking alert, more visuals to provide specific examples of such alerts, and updated information on what to do after receiving an alert, including instructions for disabling an AirTag, AirPods, or Find My Network accessory. There are also links to resources individuals can use if they feel their safety is at risk, such as the National Network to End Domestic Violence and the National Centre for Victims of Crime. We're also investigating a series of updates that we plan to introduce later this year, including precision finding. This capability allows recipients of unwanted tracking alert to locate an unknown AirTag with precision. iPhones 11, 12, and 13 users will be able to use precision finding to see the distance and direction of an unknown AirTag when it is in range. As an iPhone user moves, precision finding fuses input from the camera, AR kit, accelerometer, and gyroscope to guide them to the AirTag through a combination of sound, haptics, and visual feedback. Display alert with sound. When AirTag automatically emits a sound to alert anyone nearby of its presence and is detected moving with your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch, we will also display an alert on your device that you can then action on, like playing a sound or using precision finding if available. This will help in cases where the AirTag may be in a location where it is hard to hear, or if the AirTag speaker has been tampered with. Refining unwanted tracking alert logic. Our unwanted tracking alert system uses sophisticated logic to determine how we alert users. We plan to update our unwanted tracking alert system to notify users earlier than an unknown AirTag or Find My accessory may be traveling with them. See? It's a lot in this. Tuning AirTag sound. Currently, iOS users receive an unwanted tracking alert, can play a sound to help them find the unknown tag. We have been adjusting the tone sequence to use more of the loudest tones to make an unknown AirTag more easily findable. We design our products to provide a great experience, but also with safety and privacy in mind. Across Apple's hardware, software, and services teams, we are committed to listening to feedback and innovating to make improvements that continue to guard against unwanted tracking. Now, remember, Apple designed AirTags for helping you find your lost items, not find your stolen items. Tell the police all you know, but don't go looking for trouble. Also, no one can stop people doing bad things if they choose to do bad things. So there's a link to the announcement on the show notes, of course. Now, one other point that I was made aware of is baddies may stop using them as well because it's been made obvious that they can be tracked. So you can imagine a known group of baddies using it. Say the group that was supposedly stealing cars. So what they might do is when law enforcement can say, oh, well, this person with the tracking alert was on, how can I put it, was at the pub at this time, because they can centralise on the pub at this time, they can find people that were with them and then track those people as well. So if it was a group of baddies, planning the getaway, or they know where if they were taking all these cars and putting them in a truck and moving them interstate, they can work out where the truck's going from all the time. Little things like that all add up to getting a result against the baddies. Our second story. Now, because in the latest operating system, when your mic is on, there's a little orange dot up the top right-hand side of the screen next to the date when your microphone is on, and your camera, for example, is on. So we know when they're on. We know when they're on your phone and on the iPad for the same reasons. There's coloured dots to say your mic's on or your phone is on. So Zoom is reportedly recording Mac users even when it's not being used. So Zoom users on a Mac device are reporting that the program is secretly recording them via the microphone, even if they're not on a call. So they might have ended the call, but not quit out of the app. And because you've ended the call, the microphone's still active. Tech Times reports, according to a report by Tech Radar, several Zoom Mac users were saying that the app is keeping their microphones on, even if they're only running it in the background. Furthermore, the problem seems to be limited to any and all MacBooks or Mac computers using the native version of the app on Mac OS Monterey. Well, it might be on other ones, just Monterey shows us that it's on. Numerous users' complaints indicate how Apple's recent visual update lets people know whenever an Apple device is accessing their microphone or camera. Help them detect the problem. An orange dot will appear in the menu bar whenever the microphone is being accessed, and green if it's the camera. User complaints apparently started flooding in after the initial release of Monterey, writes the Register. Zoom also puts out an update that supposedly aimed to fix the bug, but multiple people said the update never fixed anything at all. So, yeah, please be aware. In a specific Zoom community, one user reported that the orange dot kept persisting after the update. When they quit the app, it was only then that they realised they were on a 2-hour call, when they never even used the app in the first place. Well, they must have opened the app, mustn't they? Other Zoom Mac users aired their concerns on Twitter, with Philip Holly saying that the orange dot has remained on despite the update. The update, called Zoom version 5.9.1, explicitly says in its official release note that it has already resolved the microphone light issue. But as many other users still report the bug post-update, there's no apparent way to fix it unless you completely turn the app off after a call. So, yeah, a link to the Tech Times article in the show notes. And sorry, it's just me. As I said, the boys have been sick and Zarn's now sick as well. That's why you're stuck with me. And the first story was a bit long. So sorry for my continued drone, but we'll keep going. This one's a good Aussie one. TikTokers warning after dramatic Apple Watch discovery. Yahoo Lifestyle reports a Sydney woman who's taken to TikTok to share how she made a surprising discovery after she was diagnosed with a rare thyroid problem in December. Lauren Rebecca was diagnosed with thyroid hemogenosis after months of symptoms that included fatigue, temperature sensitivity, and weight gain. But it seems as though her Apple Watch may have detected the change in her health before she even realised. Taking to TikTok, Lauren shared she was stunned to discover that her Apple Watch showed a huge change in her VO2 max around the same time her symptoms appeared. She realised that if she had turned on notifications, she would have seen the drop in her VO2 max and could have sought out medical attention earlier. Your VO2 max indicates how well you absorb oxygen during exercise, so the drop Lauren experienced meant she wasn't taking in as much oxygen as she normally would. If you have an Apple Watch, you need to go and make sure all of these are turned on right now, she explained. Because I didn't, and a couple of weeks ago I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition, essentially I had all the signs and symptoms, but I would have realised something going on had my Apple Watch alerted me to the changes. Because instead of me waiting for the symptoms to get really bad, I could have wanted a doctor back in October when there was this dramatic drop in a matter of days and had it investigated then. She shared a photo of her oxygen consumption from the health app on her phone, showing the drop she described in October. My cardiovascular system isn't working as well as it once was, which would correlate with when all of my other symptoms started. Lauren explained her symptoms as including fatigue, irregular heart rate, and a serious sensitivity to heat, irritability, and more. So, yeah, there's more, again, in the link in the show notes, but very important. If you have turned off all these notifications, because there's nothing worse than getting buzz, please go and make it a thing where you check once a week on your health app just to see if there's anything dramatic happening. What do we got now? Apple drops 12 suppliers after conflict minerals audit finds violation. iPhone in Canada reports Apple on Wednesday filed a report for its conflict mineral audit for the year 2021 with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, reports CNET. The filing reveals that Cupertino severed ties with 12 refineries and smelting companies over suspicions that proceeds from their ore sales were being used to finance armed conflicts. According to the report, Apple dropped a dozen suppliers that mine tin, tantalum, tungsten, and gold, known as 3TG, in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and neighbouring countries after they refused to participate in the annual audit or did not otherwise meet our requirements for the responsible sourcing of minerals. Apple requires that its suppliers adhere to a strict code of conduct and identify a wide range of risks, including social, environmental, and human rights risk. Apple has also pushed its suppliers towards transitioning to renewable energy in recent years. At Apple, our respect for human rights begins with our commitment to treating everyone with dignity and respect, reads the third-party conflict mineral report. Apple's board of directors has adopted a human rights policy that governs how we treat everyone, including our customers, our employees, business partners, and people at every level of our supply chain. Blood minerals, as Apple calls them, have at times been used to fund armed groups associated with murder, rape, and other human rights violations in countries where they are mined, such as the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Since 2009, Apple has released 163 3TG smelters and refiners from their contracts over violations, said the company. Apple started publishing an annual conflict minerals disclosure report in 2014 and has routinely purged its supply chain for non-compliant companies since. According to the Wednesday filing, 2021 marks the seventh straight year that 100% of 3TG smelters and refiners in Apple's supply chain have met the standards of its audit. There we go. Thank you, Apple, for looking after us and the planet. Now, don't forget, everybody, that we have, if I can get there, support from IT Help to You. Where is it? There it is. It's not being shared. Hang on. Sorry, everyone. Share. That's there. Oh, I know what. We'll get there eventually. See, lack of prep. That one. Share. There we go. So, IT Help to You, keeping IT simple. So, IT Help to You is a Mac-centric company, and we help and support companies with their Mac challenges. Specifically, we've been around the Apple platform for since 1984 when it came out. That's when I got my first Apple. 84 also when I got my first Mac. So been enjoying it ever since. So if you have any Mac questions, please just email us. Michael at aussiemaczone.com.au or Michael at ithelptoyou.com.au. Ask questions. We can get in touch with you and help you out as much as we can if you're not sure. This week we had questions about a Wi-Fi point that would keep disappearing only on one machine. What was another one? Big week. Sorry. Anyway, we are Apple centric, so because we get lots of questions. What was the lady last night? Oh, that's right. Why she couldn't see things in her time machine backup after she'd upgraded a computer, and after about half an hour on the phone going through everything, making sure everything was clean, because it was the new computer, we then ticked the little red exclamation mark and managed to solve the problem. The exclamation mark basically let her continue using that backup from her old machine onto her new machine. And she hadn't done a backup for 2 years. So that's why we were missing the point. But all sorted. And away we go. That's just an example of things where people ring and ask or email and ask questions. So, please get involved. IT help to you. Thank you. Back to single layout. There we go. So what's our next story? Now, there is no gaming this week. As Zarn's
fast, efficient, and affordable business-grade hosting solutions, domain registration, SSL certificates, and more.
There we go. So we're here, aren't we? Yes. Don't know why it was doing that. Anyway, Zarn's not here, so no gaming. And the only thing that my wife and I, with regards to entertainment, we saw the last few shows of series 1 of Why Women Kill, and it was great. It was good series. Looking forward to series 2, which is also on SBS On Demand in Australia. So, excellent. Great little series. Interesting. So, something to look forward to. Now, if I go back into this one and tick here.
Fast, efficient, and affordable business-grade hosting solutions, domain registration, SSL certificates, and more. We also monitor and provide website security and update services, website builds, email hosting, amongst other sensational products. If you have a question about your web page or your presence on the internet in general, no job is too big or too small. Visit our website today, or better yet, contact us at blueoceanwebhosting.com.au and leave your website issues to us.
Blue Ocean Web Hosting, thanks for your support, and please get well, Glenn. Absolutely. So, what's our next story? What about all the free stuff you never knew your library card could get you? Are we all aware of that? So, haven't used your library card lately, or you're missing out on a bunch of free stuff? Life Hacker helps us no matter what happens in the world. Your local library remains an oasis of calm, a place where you can teach yourself, conduct research, or simply find a quiet space during your busy day. That modern libraries are a lot more than just book repositories. They've evolved into community hubs that offer a wide range of services you may not even be aware of. For example, I've got a friend who goes to the library and has discussions with people and goes there, uses their Wi-Fi, and so he's not at home, for example. It gets him out of the house somewhere that's nice and quiet, and he can do his stuff. So If you've got a library card in your wallet that you haven't pulled out since you first received it, you're probably missing out on a long list of perks that are almost always free. Here are some of the things you never knew you could do with your library card. There's digital media and streaming. Now, Netflix just raised its subscription fees, and there's little doubt that streaming is going to keep getting increasingly expensive. The good news is that your library card actually gives you access to some of the best streaming options around, all completely free. First and foremost, your library card probably gives you access to Canopy, a library and university-specific streaming platform where there's a focus on international and artsy film and television there. Canopy offers a huge collection of films, TV shows and documentaries, including blockbusters and all-time classics. You're also likely to have access to Libby and Hoopla, which offer access to even more movies and shows, plus ebooks, audiobooks, comics, and streaming music. Now, all this may be different in your state or country, but a great way to start, even if it's to test whether you like someone reading to you. Not everyone can handle it, but it is really cool. So, yeah. Now, is your iPhone running more slowly than usual? iDrop News helps us. Even though the iPhone is crazy fast, there will be times when it might start to slow down for no apparent reason. If that ever happens to you, there are a few things you can try. First, simply restart your iPhone. It might sound like a joke, but it often does work. You know the old rule. Have you restarted? You should also try updating your iPhone to the latest iOS. It is possible there could be a bug that Apple already fixed. Apple describes even the smallest point releases as including performance improvements. You can also clean up your iPhone storage. Believe it or not, if your iPhone is too full, it will start to run more slowly. So be sure to delete as much useless data as possible. Anything from old screenshots to unused apps might do the trick. If it's Safari that's giving you trouble, you can also try clearing your cache and search history. You can do this in Safari section of your iPhone settings app. And if all else fails, you can always start from scratch by erasing and resetting your iPhone. Keep in mind, though, this will delete everything on your iPhone, so make sure you take a backup before you do it. What about your iPhone screen isn't responding? iDrop News again helps us. If you feel like your iPhone doesn't register your taps anymore, there's a good chance you may have a faulty display, which is usually a hardware problem. In this case, you'll need to change your screen. Before going that far, though, make sure the problem really is your physical screen. If it only happens in certain apps, there's a problem much more likely to be the app and not your iPhone hardware. Sometimes this can also be an iOS level software problem, so it's worth restarting your phone or updating to the latest iOS release to see if that does the trick. While your iPhone's turned off, also try cleaning the screen and your hands. A bit of dirt may be causing the problem. If none of that works, you may need to look for a display replacement, just like your battery. You could do it on your own, but you're not that tech savvy. You might want to talk to tech support first. This is also normally covered by your iPhone's warranty or any Apple Care coverage you may have, so definitely take your iPhone into an Apple store or authorized service provider if it's still relatively new. So remember, in Australia, you get 1 year warranty, 1 year consumer law. So that gives you effectively 2 years warranty. And with Apple Care Plus, you get 3 years warranty. So, yeah, that's the way we do it over here. Now, lastly, Apple has released security updates for everything. And I think even including the TV. I don't know whether I'll mention it, but even the Apple TV. So please tell your family to do all the updates. So there's definitely iPhone, iPad, Mac, and the Apple Watch, and I believe the Apple TV. And don't forget, you got to do it in order. So you do your iPhone, and then you do your watch. So yeah, that's it for this week. So Zarn, keep getting better. Glenn, keep getting better. Thanks to Blue Ocean Web Hosting and IT Help to you for their support. Don't forget, there is a link each week on the show upload, the link being aussiemaczone.com.au/AMZ404. There you'll see the last 6 weeks of show notes. You can email Michael or Zarn at aussiemaczone.com.au. And however you're listening to us, please give us a rating. It helps others find us. Don't forget, Aussie Max Zone on Apple News. This week, we've got the press release regarding the air tags and the use by baddies. Please show your family. Most importantly, thanks to our supporters, you, our listeners. And this is where we'd normally hand off to Zarn for that official sign-off. But because he's not here, I'm wishing you all the best for this week. And hopefully we'll all be back together next week. Thank you. All the best.